Here we go. The NFL is back on our television screens tonight, which means that we are back with Pick Six, six bets for the opening week of football heaven. Got games on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. It's a monster weekend of action, all very exciting. And of course, I am joined by my opponent, my co-host, my good friend, Liam. How's it going, mate? Are we ready to give out some picks?
Absolutely, mate. Very, very excited making these earlier today and yesterday. So yeah, ready to go out. Just to know, I don't think I can start worse than I did week one last year, going at a sublime 0-6 on that.
Was
So
that, was
we're
that really
hoping,
what happened? I can't
yeah,
remember that.
really, really good start to the year. Yeah. So we're hoping for at least one green. But no, I'm feeling good about these picks I've got here.
Good stuff. Love to hear it. Now, as was the case last year, we won't be giving out picks for TNF because we record just before the game and the show goes out just after the game on the Friday. So no TNF games, but we'll probably preview the following week's TNF at the end of every show. So we'll be, is it the Bills, you say, next week?
Yeah, Bills Dolphins. I'm pretty sure it's quite a good game.
Yeah, that's not bad to be fair. So we'll give out a little lean, maybe, or anything that we like in that game after all the official picks. And let's just get into it. Liam, do us the honors with your first pick of the year.
I'm going to kick us off with the game in Brazil tomorrow. Well, sorry, Friday night. Tomorrow night for us, it'll
Yep.
be the night of you guys listening. Um, Now I have this line has moved since. I've got the Packers +3. I've taken there. It's currently +2. I think I took it when it was 2.5. So I got 4 to 5, which isn't too bad. To be honest, I think the Packers probably win this game. Actually, I was tempted to take them on the money line, but no, I'll take the 3 points. I think the Eagles are going to start off a bit slower. It's going to be a young secondary, couple of draft picks in there. The quarterback from Toledo and the guy from Iowa, the only white cornerback it seems to be in the in the NFL. I think they're both going to start against what is a young receiving core for the Packers, but they've got a couple of seasons behind them now with Jordan Love. Also for the Eagles, first game without Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey. So yeah, I think that's going to take some time to adjust and just rub it in even more. Another season of new defensive coordinator and defensive coordinator for the Eagles. So yeah, give me the Packers plus the points.
Very nice. Just to add quickly, is Cooper DeJean, isn't it? The guy out of Iowa.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
He's the second starting white cornerback because the Broncos have got Riley Moss starting for them now as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So it's
oh,
also
new
from
era.
Iowa, which is strange. But yeah, I guess there's a new wave of them coming in. I what Where do I go first? I'll just be a homer off the bat. I'm taking the Broncos +6. I just don't think the Seahawks are anywhere near a touchdown better than the Broncos. Obviously, they played at the start of 2022 when Russ was just traded over to them. And even that game was a 3-point game, and the Broncos should have put up 30 in that game, fumbled twice on the goal line. I'm just I could see the Seahawks being 3 points favorite here just for sort of home advantage. And obviously they were a little bit better last year, although the Broncos did go 8-9, Seahawks 9-8. So I really, really don't think there's that much between these two teams. I know people say the Broncos got worse because maybe they don't rate Bo Nix or they're aware that Judy left and Justin Simmons has left. But the Broncos, I think they will. I think we will be a little bit surprising this year. I really do. We've added a decent options on the defensive line. Zach Allen, Franklin Myers, and DJ Jones is going to be hopefully pretty good against the run. I think Gino is going to be forced to throw quite a bit. I just don't think this could ever be a 6 point line, like even with the Broncos playing away. So yeah, my first pick, Broncos +6, and probably one of my last homer picks of the year.
You know that yeah, no, that line did certainly tempt me, but I thought it was a bit. It also spooked me out a bit. I was like, why is it 6? There's got to be a reason why it's 6. So
Mm,
stayed away from that. Especially with a new sort of head coach, new quarterback. Seahawks, and obviously from the Broncos. My second pick. We're going to do a new thing this season. We're going to do plays of the week, and this is where my player of the week comes in. My 5-star pick. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3. They are home to the Commanders. Um, New OC in Tampa doesn't really bother me too much. See, Dave Canales there last year, now head coaching of the Panthers. Not bothering me too much at that. Obviously, still got the guys: Mike Evans, Godwin, Rashad White had a good year last year. This Commanders defense is honestly shocking. Dan Quinn, a great defensive coach, but I think it's going to take him more than week one, more than probably the first season to turn this defense around. So I think there's going to be points on the board, and obviously a first start for Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to make some plays because he's that type of quarterback. See, great with his legs, strong arm, but he's also rookie in his first game against a pretty solid defense. So I think there's going to be some mistakes there. Yeah, I can see the Bucks winning this one probably by a touchdown. So yeah, play of the week, the Bucks -3. The line is actually 3.5, but I've just brought it down to 3. That's 10-13, so just short of what it would be at 10-11. But yeah, Bucks -3.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are going to be a tricky one to work out early doors, and they gave up 30 points per game last year. So definitely a good shout there. I'm taking another dog. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys plus the 2.5. I just don't understand this line, really. Like we know the Browns have this really good defense, right? They have Myles Garrett is one of the best pass rushers in the game. The offense without Nick Chubb and without the weirdly like rejuvenated Joe Flacco from last year, it's just too much of an unknown for me to have much faith in them. We said before we don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to be like. We think he probably is cooked because he obviously spent time away from the game because of his off-field stuff. And he came back last year and he got injured again. And he just looked pretty shaky again. And the Cowboys were great last year. Do the Cowboys always bottle it in the playoffs? Yes. Are they sort of the regular season, one of the best regular season teams? Also, yes. They finally got CeeDee Lamb locked down for a new contract. Dak is the only issue with me with the Cowboys is if they can take CeeDee Lamb out of the game, Denzel Ward, then I'm a little bit concerned because I don't think there's many good options left for him to throw to. Jake Ferguson, not bad, but past that, it's a little bit tough. And the running back situation, it's like, is it Zeke and Dalvin Cook are both in the same room now, I believe?
Uh, yeah, no, they're both there, but I think Rico
Rico Dowdle,
Dowdle
yeah.
is the starter, isn't he? I think.
I just don't know a lot about him as a player.
No.
He's always been sort of a backup, but yeah, I assumed the Cowboys. I thought I'd misread it. Honestly, I thought I'd misread it, and that the Cowboys were 2.5 point favorites. So yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys plus 2.5, and they are 4-1 in their last 5 games against the Browns. I don't know how far that goes back. Probably quite far because I can't really ever remember them playing against each other. But
Yeah.
there's just a little trend in there. Yeah, either way. I was close to making this my play of the week, but I'm gonna refrain.
Okay. Very nice, very nice. Final side for me, I'm actually going for first under of the year. That is the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. Got under 45 points. Um, Little stat which almost made me lean the Titans was that number one pick quarterbacks are 0-14-1 against the spread since 2005. Which means it's never easy. They're usually sort of overhyped by the media. I feel that's probably why. So the line is probably um, inflated to what it should be. I think it's 4 at the minute, but I don't really have that much faith in Will Levis just yet. Um, I think in the defense here, the strong points of both teams. Bears obviously got defense was very good towards the end of last year, and Titans have spent a lot of money in free agency on their defense. And looking at the depth chart, it looks pretty good. So yes, I'm happy to take the under here. I can see this being a close game, sort of like 16-13. think the number should be closer to 40, so I'll take 45.
Very nice. And finishing off our team picks, I would like the Dolphins -3.5 at home to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just the Dolphins are usually pretty good at home. They've sort of kept a lot of the cast together from last year. They lost a few on the O-line with Xavier Howard left. But I just think this could be a bit of a demolition job. I'm still not completely sold on the Jags. I think they are the third best team in their own division. And yeah, the Dolphins, let me get it up here, 19-4 straight up in their last 23 games at home. So that's going over nearly 3 seasons. The Jags are, oh, it's obviously a little Florida derby. Didn't realize that. But
Mm.
yeah, I just can't see the Jags getting anything here. I think when the temp drops a little bit, or it's a team with a winning record, then the Dolphins will start to struggle. But in the sort of September and early October months, weeks rather, the Dolphins will probably have enough to get stuff done over teams. I think 3.5 is about a good outcome. This is at evens, so it's I think three was something like 10 to 17, 10 to something like that.
Okay.
So I'm happy to take the extra half a point because I do think they'll probably be in by near enough a touchdown, a little bit more. Yeah, I like the Dolphins to win this one.
Yeah, was very tempted by that one myself. We've got some player props. Let's go back to Brazil for myself. I'm taking the passing yards for Jordan Love. We've got 257.5. As just touched on, Eagles trotting out there with a fairly new secondary, new defensive coordinator. So the run defense is probably the Eagles' strength, that defensive line. I think they'll be worried about Josh Jacobs as well. So I think the Packers' game plan will be airing this ball out. So yeah, we'll take over to 57.5. Can potentially see him throwing for 300 plus, which is 5-2. So I might take that as well. But yeah, I'm going with the pick is 257.5 over for Jordan Love.
Very nice. I will kick us off with my player of the week, which is unfortunately the price is not great, 3-4, but it's Javonte Williams over 2.5 receptions. Last year, Sean Payton's Denver Broncos threw a league high 153 passes to their running backs last year. So that's nearly an average of sort of 6, 7 a game. More than that, even 8 or 9 a game. So
Yeah,
obviously that was sort of partly playing into the limitations that Russ had. It was a lot of it was just behind the line of scrimmage or massive deep balls. But I do think that Williams, obviously, he had the devastating knee injury a couple of years ago, came back last year, looked okay. He's cut a lot of weight this offseason. He's looked pretty good in the preseason games. So I think he's going to have a massive role in the offense. I know a lot of people are making a lot of noise about Jaleel McLaughlin, particularly in fantasy. And I think he might get a few catches as well in the backfield, but 3 catches for Javonte Williams is nothing. I think he'll go past that easily. So yeah, player of the week, Javonte Williams over 2.5 receptions at 3-4.
yeah, like that one. Got him on my. He's currently sat on my bench on fantasy, so we'll be. I'm in an hour and whether to play him there, but yeah, I think Bo Nix will probably keep it quite simple. Week one, especially on the road. So yeah, no, big fan of that. My next one, let's go another running back, 51.5 rushing yards, hit the over for Jahmyr Gibbs. They're obviously playing the Rams Sunday Night Football. He's going to be behind probably the best line in the NFL, going up against that Rams defensive line and linebackers. Linebackers, they just traded away Ernest Jones, who I thought played quite a lot for them last year. They pretty much gave him away for nothing to the Titans.
That was a weird one.
Um, and obviously it's their first game without, again, probably the greatest defensive player of all time, Aaron Donald. So we'll see how they get on there trying to stop the run. I think year two for Gibbs has shown in his rookie year what a great player he is. I think his snap count will increase. And yeah, I think 51.5 yards is quite low. You could probably get that on 10, 11 carries or something like that. So yeah, happy to take that again. That is 10 to 11.
Very nice. Now, we were speaking just before we start recording about a certain team's depth chart, particularly the defensive side of the depth chart, which is the Arizona Cardinals, who, to their credit, I don't think will be maybe as bad as they were last year. I mean, they weren't bad last year, but obviously with Kyler back at full fitness, Marvin Harrison Jr., I think they'll be pretty handy. With that being said, their defensive backroom is pretty appalling, and they're going up against Josh Allen in week one. So I do think there's maybe a chance that we could exploit some value here. I'm going to take Curtis Samuel over 27.5 receiving yards. The Bills' receiving room is not the best. So I do think there'll be a bit of a spread of targets, particularly in the early weeks while we sort of work out what's going on. We know they're going to run quite a lot of the two tight end sets. So I think Khalil Shakir is their wide receiver one at the moment. And Keon Coleman. I think Samuel's wide receiver three. I can't see how the Cardinals are going to stop even a wide receiver three for the Bills getting 28 receiving yards. And we've said it before, Kurt Samuel is sneaky underrated. He is one of the more underrated guys in the league. And this is going to be 10 to 11 as well for Curtis Samuel over 27.5 receiving yards.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Coleman's line's 31.5, Shakir 43, and then Kincaid is the highest one actually.
Yeah, I sort of
he'll
thought
probably be his main target this year, won't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, on to my final pick for week one is Anthony Richardson to throw at least one interception. I don't usually like doing this one just because you don't really want them. You're not really rooting for a quarterback to play bad unless they're against you. But I think this is quite a good price. I was quite surprised to see it at just 5 to 6. Obviously, he's clearly a talented quarterback again. Great with his legs, big arm. But he's only had 4 NFL starts. And I saw the pick he threw against us in the week 3 preseason. It was just a horrible ball behind the receiver, straight to the DB. He's going up against the Texans defense that got some ball hawks in that secondary, and that defensive line is going to get some pressure on. Not a great Colts O-line anymore. I think they were a couple of years ago. They were very good. Not sure what's happened to them, whether it's injuries, but I think they have regressed quite a lot. So like the Texans getting some pressure here, and Richardson just making a little mistake, throwing a pick, and cashing that bet.
Very nice, very nice. For my final bet, we're going to target another team who has a bit of an iffy secondary, and that's the Colts. Not as bad as the Cardinal secondary. They've got a few household names. Obviously, Kenny Moore is very good nickelback. So I do think that the issue is with is obviously the Texans receiver in Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Stephon Diggs. I think we spoke about this before, but I do think Diggs is going to see a lot of sort of wide receiver 3 usage. Him and Dell are both quite good out the slot, but I'm just taking the lowest total again, and I'm hitting the over. So Tank Dell over 51.5 receiving yards. Yeah, this Colts secondary is not very good. I think their fans are sort of begging for them to add a defensive player in that area. A lot of them clamoring for Justin Simmons when he was released. The Colts front 3 or the front 4 with Kwity Paye, Buckner, and Stewart is very good, and they've added decent depth there in Laiatu Latu and the Adebaware, I believe his name is the guy. I think they drafted him last year.
Okay.
The only issue is Samson Ebukams on IR,
Yeah,
but yeah,
big miss.
Yeah, very big. Dell was great when he played last year. Obviously got injured, but he was something like 10th or 11th in receiving yards per game. And of
Did he
course,
get shot as well? Did he get shot? Am I making that up?
Are you thinking of Ricky Pearsall?
No, but no. So I know he did take.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah, he
correct.
did.
So
practices 3 weeks after suffering a gunshot.
yeah, that's
Oh, it was this summer. It was this summer.
yeah. Oh well, he's going to come back.
First
He's going
game
to
back.
bounce back
First
then.
game
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
need to get that Brian Robinson many men intro for him. But yeah, no, obviously Tank Dell's very good, and CJ Stroud throwing in the ball. We saw last year what he can do, and yeah, I think 51.5 for Dell should be no problem, to be honest. Um, cool. Those are the picks then. Do you want to just rattle through yours again, just for people listening and not watching? They can have them all in one place.
Yes, I've got the Packers plus 3 points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 3 points. Under 45 points at the the Chicago game. I just lost it. Here we go. Jordan Love over 257.5 passing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs over 51.5 rushing yards. And Anthony Richardson to throw at least one interception.
Very nice. I have the Broncos plus 6, Cowboys plus 2.5, Dolphins minus 3.5, Javonte Williams over 2.5 receptions, which is my player of the week. Curtis Samuel over 27.5 receiving yards, and Tank Dell over 51.5 receiving yards. First week's picks are in the book. We can quickly speak about TNF next week, which is Dolphins, Bills. I'm just getting the odds up. I haven't even looked yet.
So pick them, mate. -1. Dolphins, slight favourites.
Is it at Miami?
Yes. Yeah.
God, what a hard game to call first up. I'd be tempted to take the under there. 51. That
Yeah.
feels like quite a lot.
Yeah, so I was thinking primetime unders. That would be the initial lean. They were very successful last year early on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would go for. So I presume it's going to get easier for us once we've actually seen teams play, but without seeing them play in week
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Calling week 2 games is tough already.
yeah, I'd go under 51. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be mine as well. So there we go. That is everything covered. There'll be the graphic on social media as well. Liam, first episode in the books. Thank you for joining. Best of luck to you this week.
Yeah, and you, mate. Hopefully we go 6 for 6, both of us.
Yep, 12 winners on the cards, I'm sure. Everyone else, thank you for listening and catch you in the next one.